Hey everybody. Completely forgot about the microphone. Hey everybody, good evening and welcome to another episode of Talking with Tasja. So before we get to the good stuff tonight, we gotta go through a little bit of the preliminaries. If you are here and you are joining us, don't forget to stop by and say hi. Don't be scared. Just say hi and tell us where you're from. But in the meantime, in between time, we have a little word from our sponsors. So, No More Secrets is a nonprofit organization where we deal with domestic violence in the church. It's a hush hush topic, and No More Secrets is here to expose it and bring it to light. Naturally Classy Consulting. They are here to turn your expensive hobby into a business. So if you want to stop making all those tumblers, stop making all of those hats and scarves, but actually want to turn it into a legitimate business and not just your hobby sucking your pockets dry, head over at Naturally Classy Consulting and they can help you get your LLC, your EIN in all of 10 minutes in the state of New York. Last but not least, Naturally Classy, the natural skin and hair care company that believes in taking what God made to help heal what God made. And so we are here today. It is the day before Valentine's Day, my favorite holiday of the entire year. I know as a Christian it should be like Resurrection Sunday or Christmas, but I love love. So that's what it is. I just realized this whole time my mic wasn't even on. That's funny, ain't it? So tonight, being that it is the day before Valentine's Day, hold on. Being that it is the day before Valentine's Day, I feel like talking about love. And so I'm going to bring on some of my favorite people in the whole entire world. And so we have Jackie, and then we have Shaman. I need you to come to the camera. And we have the Doctor Shaman. I am really excited today. We're waiting for some other girls to come on, but for now, we are going to talk about being single during Valentine's Day. I know that's bootleg, but I'm working it out. I'm trying. I'm trying. Talking about being single for Valentine's Day. And if I'm honest, I'm sick of being single for Valentine's Day. Oh, but we're going to talk about a lot of different perspectives of it today. So if you are here, uh, just go in the comments and just say hi. Like, share, subscribe. You're on YouTube. If you're not on our YouTube page, please go over to YouTube and subscribe. We are really close to making 500 subscribers. I am at 489. Come on, guys. I just need 11 more people. But so we're gonna get started. And ladies, oh yeah, both just went MIA. Okay. I actually want to we got some comments here. So somebody's already getting in it. What's the difference of what day it is? Jerome, we're gonna get into it. Hi, Dominique. Hi, Juan. Thank you so much, Juan. And we got some men on here today. Come on, guys. So, ladies, let's go with Jackie. How do you feel about being single on Valentine's Day? If, in fact, you are single on Valentine's Day.
Ooh, don't do all that. So my connection is a little bad right now. But how do I feel about being single on Valentine's Day? Mm, that's a good question. You know what? It's become the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know if I know another way at this point. I don't know. I guess a couple of years ago, actually, I was in a relationship, but we never actually celebrated. So it was no big thing, which I don't want that anymore. You know, I want to be able to celebrate. I want to be able to give some extra love on those days, on that day. You know, I want to be able to open up a little package. You know what I'm saying? Hello? I want to be able to, just feel bubbles, love bubbles, just pouring out. That's what I want, right?
She want to feel the love.
That part, the love bubbles, the floating love bubbles, the ones that drop behind you as you're walking. I want that. And so, how do I feel about it tomorrow? Honestly, I was like, whatever, you know, I'm just going to go through the day. Maybe I get a little happy Valentine's Day from somebody. Who knows? But I will say this, or should I say this? Someone did say to me today, oh, tomorrow's Valentine's Day. So I'm going to have a little something for you, by by the next day. Maybe
The
not on
next
that
day,
day,
though,
not on that day, but by
we
the
don't
next
do
day.
the day after Valentine's Day. Those are for the
You,
side
you know,
pieces.
you know what that means, right?
Those are for the side pieces.
Right, exactly. But the
We don't
blood of
do day
Jesus,
afters.
I
No,
will never be a side piece. You understand me? At least not.
refuse. We are not a sneaky link. Absolutely not.
Yeah, we don't take. No, but there's a good reason why I would be the next day. So a
All
different type
right.
of.
All
But
right.
yeah, but that's so honestly, I don't feel any type of way because I think unfortunately I've become used to it not being much.
Mm.
That's sad. But life is changing. You understand me?
Come
Let's do
on,
this,
changing
Jesus.
life.
Let's do this, Jesus. Glory to God.
Shaman, how do you feel about being single tomorrow
I,
on
I actually, I'm not really. I don't feel any other way about it because there's some historical understanding I have of Valentine, so I don't really have. I'm not really, you know, annoyed by the fact that I don't have one. I could actually, if I'm looking for flowers, I could buy myself some flowers. I get it, um, but it's not really a big deal to me anymore. So let me just say that. So if I'm going to be transparent, it's not a big deal for me anymore because, not because I'm not seeing anybody, because number one of the historical understanding of what it is, and so then I know that for Black History Month we've celebrate Black love, right? So on the 14th, we celebrate Black love, and we focus on loving our men and being there for them, being supportive as an opportunity to help them improve the issue of mental health. So I'm not necessarily um, need to have a Valentine. You could feed me anytime. You could buy me chocolate anytime. You could buy me diamond anytime, flowers anytime,
anytime?
especially September 12th, anytime. So I'm actually pretty content. So that's all I have.
Okay, we have a comment here. I didn't care for the holidays, but I do care of loving on a woman every day and have those energies be reciprocated from her as well equally. I can agree with that. And I understand about not caring about it because the historical background of it all. Because the reality is, the historical background of Valentine's Day is really not a good thing, right? So you have this guy named Saint Valentine who was like really crazy and evil, and he was obsessed with women. I'm putting a Tasja version to it, okay? And if you know, if he couldn't have you, he would kill you and take out your heart. Oh yeah, historical background of Valentine's Day, the Tasja version. Um, however, I still choose love, and I choose it more now than ever. Um, because I don't know. Well, most people don't know, but my grandfather actually passed away on Valentine's Day. So I then choose to celebrate the good and not so much the not so good. If that makes sense to anybody, if it does. Um, I don't know. Something's going on right now.
Uh-oh, did we lose our host?
Yeah, I think so. So if you want to talk about Valentine, I'm all about somebody giving me a trip to Bora Bora. Let I'm all about let's do some traveling. Get your passport ready, bag ready. Small carry on because I'm not a big packer. So
Right.
we really don't have to. We could love them all the time because if you really get the concept of what love is from a biblical perspective, you understand love is patient, love is kind, it's not self-seeking. So we get to really have a good understanding what love is. We get to really enjoy the love. But
Mm-hmm.
so the notion of celebrating it, just we pick a special day. How about we love on each other every day?
Every day.
So that way, we don't have to worry about that. And Christ is the center, and you too. Christ is the center, and then we'll be good. I use my
Exactly.
mic.
And that's the thing because I was saying people put so much value on that one day. And so here you are, you're going around, you're depressed, you're down, you're out. Okay, but what about the 13th? What about the 15th? Right? Why are we focused so much on that one day and allowing ourselves to get into our emotions in that manner? So we have to be really careful with putting so much emphasis on one day and know that just what I need to be loved every day.
Yeah,
And I
that's
yield my
right.
life.
And let me love somebody on every day. Let me love my family, my friends, and not necessarily having to have like flowers and all that stuff. But let's do it in a way where that person that's walking down the street feeling sad could feel love. So tonight we're gonna love on y'all. I yield my mic.
I don't know what y'all heard by the time my computer acted stupid. But I want to thank y'all for holding it down for a little while.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
So the last thing I was saying was, although I understand the historical background of Valentine's Day, and it's really not the best in the world, I still choose to love, and to choose love, because actually my last grandfather, he passed away on Valentine's Day, and so instead of me choosing to, you know, harp on his demise, I'm choosing to choose life and, and love. And if you know me, anybody knows me, if you even been watching this podcast for 2 episodes, I'm a sucker for love. Like I said, I ain't a sucker, but I love love, right? So, back to Tony. It is a worldview. Do you even know the origins of Valentine's Day? Yes, we do. After the podcast is over, you go back. I actually explained it in the Tasja version, and we do understand that yes, the origins of it is not the best. However, we're still choosing to love, right? And so throughout my adulthood, I've had experiences where I've celebrated Valentine's Day and it's been beautiful. And then I've had experiences where I haven't celebrated Valentine's Day and whatever. However, well, I don't like flowers anyway, so don't send me flowers. I'm not a flower kind of girl. I don't like chocolate unless it's white chocolate. I'm more of an experience
And that
kind of.
white chocolate is not good for you, it's just pure sugar. It's the dark chocolate that have all the nutrients and
That's
all the
nice.
health benefits.
I don't
So
like it
you
either.
may want to, yeah, so there you go.
Don't
But
make me
I just want to say something real quick. The idea of love, and Pastor Jackie mentioned that, it's not just for that day on the 14th. It's like what happened to the 13th today, the 14th, the 15th.
right.
So anybody that's talking about, well, the origin, we know the historical aspect of Valentine. So we're not saying we celebrate Valentine. We're saying we're celebrating the gift of love. We're celebrating the love that says, I love you with no hesitation. I love you without keeping record of wrong. I love you because, and I'm going to forgive you. I love you because I love you. So it's not really like love mean like flowers and kids. Those are material things. I'm talking about loving somebody that's in need to be loved, loving somebody, being kind, being patient, being loving someone without having to have a tag attached to it or a dinner bill attached to it. So Tasha saying that she loves love, she loves loving on people because she knows that's the Christ thing to do, and that's the way we do it here on Tasha.
And I do. If you know me, if I say I love you, I legit do love you, right? And I will. Well, first of all, I love everybody because I'm a Christian. Not liking people, I'm still being worked on. Help me, sweet Savior. But I do love everybody. But I have somebody saying the origins of Christmas and Easter aren't either. So, well, that's why we celebrate the birth of Jesus and the death of Jesus. So, there you go. I don't care when he was born, as long as he was born. And I honestly don't care when he died, as long as he died. That's the whole point. That's the whole point that matters. Um, so Jackie and Shaman, question for you guys. As Christian singles, how do you think churches and Christian communities can support and celebrate singles during this time?
That that's good. How do you think? Repeat it
The
for me one
church,
more time. How
how do
can
you
they
think the
celebrate singles?
church, yeah, how do you think the church can celebrate singles during the romantic season?
Hmm. That's good. I think honestly, because it is so important to people, right? And not even looking at the fact that, oh, okay, we shouldn't make such a big deal about it, but meeting people where they are. The truth is, it is important to people, right? People do feel a certain way about this day. So, with that being said, the church really should meet the need in a way to where it gives them something to do. So maybe that could be a gathering, bringing them together, having fun, having games, or, watching a movie, being together for those who may really be sitting at home depressed, down, you know. Um, but at the same time, doing some self development and some self building so
So
that,
they wouldn't be depressed on Valentine's Day.
exactly, and they can begin to learn more about,
Right.
guess what, who they can be to themselves, you know.
True.
because the world focuses so much on, oh, I don't have anybody, you know. No, you got Christ first and foremost. And we know that, okay, that's the thing where they would say, um, you know how they would say, okay, well, you going home to your muscles while you telling me it's okay, love on Jesus.
Muscles
And
or fat, because let's be clear, all husbands don't have muscles. Like a lot of them have just big bellies. Like, can
that
we
part,
be clear? Like, let's be.
that
But I get what you're saying.
I think we have to clear it up. We, yeah, that's that's not the case for probably most.
Right.
Uh, but the reality is, people do get down. So, yeah, it would be very beneficial for the ministries to say, hey, this is something that we do. But also doing a lot of teaching. Hey, love on yourself, you know, and I think that's one of the
That
church
is
to get
true
involved.
because I think that, like I mentioned last week, a lot of the churches just talk about a singles ministry or a married ministry. And then a lot of the married couples always jump on the singles and start asking, well, why aren't you married? And, you need to be married. Meanwhile, truth be told, half of your marriages are miserable. But, I mean, just gonna keep it a bug. But, um, I remember one year I held something. I was trying to hold Valentine's Day for singles at the church, right? And when I say the turnout was so horrible, meanwhile, the majority of the church is full of single people. And I don't know whether it was because they didn't want to admit that they were single or they didn't want to admit that they had a boo on the side that nobody asked about. Because it could be that part too. I'm
I'm
just
sorry for
saying.
laughing, but I think that part of the reason you see that people don't show up is because sometimes people act like being single is a curse, like it's a problem.
I
So
think
and I think
society
because
makes us
of
like
that,
that.
when yeah, I mean, but if you look at the what the word of the says, the unmarried, right? Unmarried, whether you've been married before, whether you divorced, whether whatever it is you're going through, God's called us to love. So my thing is when married couples behave like that, it's really not about that single person. It's because they themselves is dissatisfied with the marriage that they are in, because they probably have not participated in New Kingdom marriage discussion to know all the tools that need to be, to be. But in any case, but
Come on, plug.
to me, like for being single has been so amazing, right? And part of it is because I woke up with a revelation is that I don't need permission to go travel. I don't need permission to do a few things. There's things that I've done. I've traveled, gone to school, done some things because of the fact that because as the husband would have to be like, okay, let's discuss this. Do we have the budget? Do we have this? Do we have that? But because I'm accountable to God, it's different. So I think that for us singles, this is an opportunity. While we are in the waiting room waiting for marriage, there's lots of traveling to do. There's that degree you need to finish. There's this cooking lesson you need to learn. There's that sewing skill you want to know how to do it. There's this health journey you want to be in. Let's not wait till you're married to be on these journeys. Let's just do some things you always want to do. Go to places, get your passport ready, and travel to these places, and not wait till you are married to do these things. We seem to think like being single, like once you're married, and that's when you're gonna live. You're gonna live now, because once you're married now, it's different. You be gonna be held accountable with somebody. Decision has to be made in concert. You you don't move the same way as you move. So to me, yes, does that mean that we want to be married? Yes, let's be clear. Because God called for us to be married, unless you have a desire not to be married. But while you still have desire, God is doing it. You gotta trust God in the process, but live. Enjoy life. Take the step out. Learn some skill. Learn how to play tennis. Learn how to swim. Learn how to do some things that you never would have done. Because let me tell you, when you're married, there's a time management issue, there's a collaborative issue, there's these things that you have that's going to take place, and you need to be able to do it in together. So as single, we now have great opportunities to be on this podcast. We have great opportunity to have our own ministry. We have great opportunity to travel, do different things, and those things would have been handled differently if we were married. I yield my mic for now. I'll allow somebody else to speak.
Just want to welcome Kawana. Hi, Kawana. Hi, Mingle with Brown. Thank you so much for joining in. Today we are talking about being single on Valentine's Day. So understand that talking with Tasja, this podcast is I love Jesus. I do. I love him very, very much. But I love to also keep it a buck, keep it 100. I like to talk about the topics that the church world normally doesn't talk about. And so tonight we're talking about being single on Valentine's Day. We're talking about the Christian perspective of it, but we're also bringing the reality of what it's like being single on Valentine's Day. And so the question I had asked was, how can churches and Christian communities support singles and celebrate them actually during Valentine's Day? So we've gone through the whole thing of Valentine's Day being a pagan holiday. We're clear. We know. Okay. The origin of Valentine's Day wasn't a good thing. Yes, the man was crazy. Yes, he was a murderer. Yes, he went and took out your heart if he couldn't have you. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the Taja version. Okay. You want to look it up? Go Google it. That's what Google is for. Google up the origin of Valentine's Day. However, we still choose to love love. We still choose to celebrate love. And even if you're not in a relationship, please understand that one, loving God comes first. And two, you need to love yourself. Like Shaman mentioned, she buys herself flowers. Uh, it's a beautiful thing to take yourself out. I do it every once in a while. I love taking myself to the movies. I don't like taking myself out to eat though because I just don't. Because the place is so crowded, it's so noisy. Most of the time I'm on my phone just talking to somebody else on the phone. But I do like taking myself to the movies. I do like taking myself for a long drive, especially in Upper Westchester where it's a nice foliage or whatever. But it's good to spend time with yourself, to get to know yourself, to love on yourself. Because if you can't love on yourself, you can't expect anybody else to love on you. You wouldn't even be able to teach them how to love you, right? And so, I think also, I think singles can also use Valentine's Day as a day for self care. I think it's good. I think I might go and get a massage tomorrow. I might do that after work. I think when you're single, it's a perfect time to go and use Valentine's Day as a self care day. If you have to work, try to schedule something after work. If you don't have to work, I know in New York it snowed today, so I don't know if jobs are going to be open, schools are going to be open tomorrow night. But if you don't have to go to work, go love on yourself. Go take yourself out to the movies. There's a lot of good movies out. Take yourself to the movies. Go schedule a massage. Go get a mani pedi. Go get your hair done. Go to the barber shop. Go to the hair salon. Do whatever you need to do that's gonna make you feel good instead of uh concentrating on being single. So Kawana, how do you feel about being single on Valentine's Day? If you can speak. And if not, we'll come back to you. So Jackie, I was talking about how we can use Valentine's Day as Jerome said, doesn't matter where you'll be, it'll be crowded. It'll be crowded from tomorrow all the way up until Sunday. That's the reality. It goes the good pastor. Enjoy life whether you're with someone or not. Absolutely true. Because if you can't enjoy life with yourself, you're not going to be able to enjoy life with somebody else. You're going to be miserable with them too.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Apostle.
So here's another question I had. Jackie, how do you feel society's emphasis on romantic relationships during Valentine's Day impacts single Christians? There goes your response, Jackie. Hey, hey, hey. You know how he says it.
So what? Tell me the what was the question again? I'm sorry.
How do you feel society emphasizes romantic relationships on Valentine's Day impact the Christian single?
Mm. You know, it depends. It depends on the Christian. um, you know, and I don't want to. I'm sorry, I'm getting all of these little strange things. Um, you know, society, of course, can play a major role um, overall. And I think a lot of times when we as Christians are looking so much at the world, we can become affected, impacted, you know, by that. Because many times, you know, as a Christian, you can see, oh, this is what they're doing. This is, you know, how they're celebrating. And so many times when we're not strong in what we believe, guess what? It can alter our thinking, you know, because we become so involved in, oh, this is what they're doing, just like social media overall, right? We see certain things happening, and sometimes even as Christians, right? We our eyes, the lust of the eye, right, can overtake us, and so overall, yeah, society many times can impact the Christian single in a negative way, you know. So and so that's where we have to check ourselves and say, hey, you know, I need to become stronger so that I'm not following after the world, but the world should be looking at me and saying, hey, this is how I'm supposed to do it. So I
Right.
yield.
My friend Juan put up a good comment. He said it's the pressure of society to make it a big deal. If you are single, you can treat it like any other day. It shouldn't be society to push you to do something that normally you wouldn't do on a regular basis. You got to live according to you. That's right. Jerome, you real active today, huh? Society shouldn't impact a Christian at all. We should know better and practice being better. And I'll say this, although we do know that we should not let society impact our thought process, of course, because our minds are supposed to be conformed and transformed, right? Um, but if we're very honest, every once in a while, we may see something that society may put out there that we're like, wait, I like that. You know, sometimes it's something major, minor, like fashion. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't be with a guy who wears super tight pants and thinks it's okay. I should not be able to see your debit card number through your pants. I don't want to do that. I think it's disgusting. Why are your pants tighter than mine? Your pants are jeggings. I wear leggings. Your pants should not be looking like somebody's baby cousin walking down the street. It should not happen. It shouldn't be that tight. But what happens? Society says that it's okay. Why?
But
Why are
we're
we
not
okay with it
operating
being
with
okay?
society. We are a child of the Most High God. So as ambassador to Christ, our
Why are we okay
representation
with
is
that?
different,
So
right?
I'm just saying that every once in a while, we allow society to tell us or to dictate what it is that we wear uh, or our hair is. Because for a long time, you can't tell a black woman that her hair was curly and beautiful and natural and beautiful. Everybody had a perm. Everybody and their mama had a perm. If you didn't have a perm, you got a wig with some straight hair. So now people are coming into themselves and they're knowledgeable of, no, this is who I am. This is, you're going to love me for me. It is what it is. Like, even on this podcast alone, you have women up here, all different shades, all different hairstyles, and we are all beautifully made in the image and the likeness of God, right? Why? Because we've come to a conclusion that we love us. We love ourselves. So Kawana's been really quiet.
What are you doing?
So I'm gonna come and get you now. First question I asked everybody was, how do you feel being single on Valentine's Day?
So I want to make sure I have my very.
Wait, we can't hear you. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Jerome, what is an extra long umbrellas? What's that? One said, society may present something, but it's by choice to choose. We just know that each choice comes with its own weight, good or bad. Very, very true. Jerome, you trying to be funny? Google it. All right. You don't want to use it. I thought you could explain it. Um. Oh yeah, social men. I had asked Jackie, how does society's emphasis on romantic relationships during Valentine's Day impact single Christians?
Yeah,
Because
there's a pressure. There's this prevailing pressure that women feel, or especially women, right? They feel like they need to be with someone, and that pressure kind of like distract us from focusing on what love is really is and is all about, and it's not just about this day. But I think that, yeah, look at the commercials, look at the all the decoration everywhere, the dinners, everywhere you go you see hearts, you see Valentine, you see you see the color red. And it's, to me, the color red just simply means lust, if you really understand color. Yes, and then versus passion and love is yellow. Look it up. But in any case, the thing is,
power.
if you really want to look at what's important, what matters, why not use that time to do something like you never done before? Take a painting class, or go learn how to make candle. Do something that will enhance your intellectual capacity or your physical. Go do some exercise, go ride a bike, go for a run, do something. But whatever it is, love on yourself and love on God, because you do not allow society to dictate and put pressure on you over something. Go get a massage, go get a facial, do something that matters to you. Practice. You know what? All the single out there that's raising your hand, practice self care. Go use that day as
That's
an
what I said
opportunity to do
earlier.
self care, and then love on yourself. I yield my mic.
That's exactly what I said earlier. I say use tomorrow or the whole weekend because we already know everything is going to be packed all weekend long. So we're going to try Kawana again. Can we get your girl?
Okay. Can y'all hear
Yes,
me?
we got you. We got you.
Yay! Hi, Tasha. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry about that. Hi,
Hey.
Jackie. Hi, Shameen. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't like it when that happens, when there's all these oh, anyway, thank you, Jesus. I'm here. So to answer your question, I want to immediately say I am so blessed. I'm blessed, period. I'm blessed to just be where I am right now, because I know this isn't something where I'm all alone, like I'm with God. And this is a number of Valentine's days or whatever. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day anyway, but it's not the first, maybe it won't be the last, even after I'm married. Even when I am married, it'll be a little different. And I know that you know, I'm going to treat it like any other day. I really am. I'm going to treat it like any other day. If he wants to celebrate, of course, I will be so, thankful, whatever he wants to do. But I do know for a fact that I'm super blessed because, you know, and I'm not even going to think for one moment right now. I'm going to take a pause from what Valentine's Day is like in the world and to society, because this, somebody is a man-made holiday. I get all that. And I think I get the meaning. But even with all of that, for me, like I have something bigger and better than Valentine's Day. Like I have the love of God. I know that's maybe that's the Christianese answer. I know it is. But I can't help it because I truly do. I have the amazing, unending love of God with me, on me, in my heart. God don't care nothing about my hair, don't care anything about, how I am before him. I got, lipstick on or not. He's not looking at that. He is with me. And like I had that love before I realized that I had that kind of love. And I, I mean, I could just throw my hands up on that. Like, I have the most amazing love. When I'm married, my husband is going to know because I'm either going to say it a lot or say it before we get married or praise in that way where I'm like, oh, nobody can love me like Jesus. And I know my husband's going to love me. I know that. But nobody can. I mean, it's just, I'm just super blessed. And I'm going to pause there. I'm just blessed.
I love it. Okay. So how do you think the church could support um, singles during Valentine's Day?
Hmm. The first thing that the church could start doing, the church, the building, and the people, is just go back to God's commandments. Like, I'm going to keep it so basic and just really super, like, 2-year-old basic. If they could just go back to loving God, and then I'm going to stick with the first two, and then love people, because it's not loving to treat single people as if they're less than. It's not loving to look down on them. It's not loving to, place them in this category where maybe, because, status is a thing with a lot of folks. And there are people that get married for status reasons. Um, you know, Status isn't a driving force in the kingdom of God. So, if they
Complete
just,
opposite.
exactly. So if they just stick with that, those really basic commandments that God gave, they're going to be just fine. And single people will not end up being, insulted in any way, because it is an insult. And when I think about, and I'm just speaking from my experience, in terms of how I've been treated sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes in the church, and I know it's not always intentional, but I think when you really are loving people the way God is calling you to love them, yeah, you are going to take time to learn, or ask that question, like, well, what is it that I'm doing that I should probably stop doing? Like, what is it that I'm doing that I could do better? Like, how can I serve the people around me better? Well, we can all love one another better, somehow, some way. But I don't think they're so, from my experience, I don't see them being too concerned about that. Like with the very, very basics. I see the groups, I see married people, and then I see like other folks scattered, and then I see the single people, whatever they're, because the other folks scattered are the folks, okay, they're not even interested. They're not looking to be married. They don't care if they're single. They're like, oh, whatever. But then you have the other group of people who are single for whatever reason, and they want to be married. So is God calling, you know, the married folks to just love on everybody the way that they should be doing? It would be awesome if they could just start there.
And I would add to that, not just the married people loving on the single people, but the single people not being so bitter over being single. Because you got a lot of those in the church too, right? So if I, as a married, well, I'm not a married person, but let me speak into existence. Me as a married person, right? If I see a single person, so if I see two groups of single people, right? One group who are open and willing to absorb the knowledge of, what it is to have a healthy and godly marriage, and then another group of single people that are just bitter. I've been hurt. I don't trust nobody. That's what I'm not talking to.
Mm,
The Bible said, "Don't waste don't throw your pearls to swine."
mm,
I'm not wasting my good pearls on somebody or a group of people that I know are gonna just stomp on them. They're gonna
mm,
disregard anything I have to say. You're not gonna obtain it or retain it because your hurt is blocking your ability to comprehend what it is I'm saying.
mm,
So I think it's twofold.
mhm,
It's not because I've seen and I'm around a lot of married couples who are willing to share information, and I mean longevity. Even one of mine in my family, they're going on 10 years this year, and they're young, but they're 10 years in it,
mhm,
right? So they throw out gems left and right. And I know other married couples, 20 years, 40 years, 30 years, and more. And so if you're open to it and receptive of it and not being so bitter, like we've all been hurt. Let's be honest. Everybody's been hurt. It's called life. Everybody's been hurt. But if you let your hurt supersede your ability to be healed, then why would God trust you
mhm.
with love or loving someone else rather? I'll say that, loving someone else in that capacity.
Yeah.
Get healed so he can trust you.
Amen.
Um so I'll say this Valentine's Day, for all the single folks out there. It's nothing wrong with being single, even if you don't want to be single, right? Because I don't want to be single. But what I am gonna do is instead of harping on the original uh meaning of Valentine's Day, instead of harping on, like I said earlier, in the beginning of the podcast, what has happened in my life on Valentine's Day as far as the death of my grandfather, I am choosing to love. Like my office now is already set up, and if y'all know me, y'all already know my favorite color is red anyway. But the office is set up in hearts. I have candy for everybody, all my not employees, but my coworkers coming by. And last week I had a big pink and red heart sweatshirt on, and everybody's like, "You in the wrong week." I said, "Nope, I'm setting the atmosphere for love for next week." And it lifted everybody's spirits at the job. Everybody walked around with a smile on their face, and I think that's what we're supposed to do, right? Spread the love of Christ, spread joy, spread happiness, spread peace. Um, and so it comes easy when you have the love of God. Spreading love comes easy.
Yeah.
And everybody shows, everybody has their own way of spreading the love of God. 'Cause, I call Kawana, she's like the in the group, she's the, oh God, it's just beautiful.
Yes, he is.
um, and Jackie is like the peacemaker. She sees peace in everything. And then me and Shemaine, we love Jesus. We just have a, different approach to things. But at the end of the day, we all love God. LaVon said, "Can I say something?" Sure. Just hurry up and type it out because I'm somewhere kind of sort of coming to a close. But just want everybody to spread the love of God and to love on yourself. And if you're having a hard time on yourself, go in the Word. Find out what God thinks about you. Know that you are the apple of His eye. He loved you so much that He knew you before you was in your mother's womb. Go and find out the promises that He gave. You are made in the image and the likeness of the God of the universe. That's a lot of love. He loved you so much, He sent His only Son to die for you. Normally, I don't get on here preaching like that, but it's the truth. You can't know what love is without knowing the creator of love. And so when you're, going throughout tomorrow, whether you're single, whether you're not single, whether you're mad at love, whether you're, just walking around on cloud nine, just know who created love. Remember who created love. And the same person that created love created you. You are the example of love personified. No matter how you got here, He allowed you to get here because He loved you and He loves you. So just know that God loves you, and so do we. We love you guys, and we pray you have an amazing Valentine's Day. Whether you're single, whether you're dating, whether you're courting, whether you're married, I don't care. If you have kids, love on your babies. If you ain't got kids, love on an animal. I don't care who you love on. Just show love tomorrow. Yeah, I have a doggy. I'm showing love to Princess. Yes, love the fur babies. But just love on somebody. And most importantly, love on yourself. This weekend, go schedule a massage. Go schedule a mani pedi. Go schedule getting your hair done. Go to the salon. Go to the barbershop. Go somewhere. Just if you have a car, go take yourself out for a nice ride. Throw on some music and just enjoy yourself. Go to the city. Go to Times. If we in New York, go to Times Square and just look at all the lights. Just treat yourself to a Broadway show. Go to the movies. Do something to just love on you. Okay, so like I said, we love you. We hope you have an amazing Valentine's Day. Forget the origin of Valentine's Day. Just celebrate love. Okay. Love you guys. See you next week. Deuces.